Morning guys, welcome back to vlog 8. Now this is my surprise, my sister.
Ta-da!
This is Hayley Martello, for those who haven't been introduced. Ha ha ha. So today I'm going to interview Hayley about what health and disabilities she has. Yes?
Yes.
You're all fine for this
I
already?
am. And I said to Tyra, don't tell me. I said to Tyra, whatever questions you're going to ask me, don't tell me so that I can give honest answers. Do you know what I mean? As they come out. So.
But just before we start, yesterday's question was, what would you like to achieve by the end of the year? And I said that I'd like to have 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. And maybe look into doing reviewing products to help people with disabilities and illnesses around the home and outside the home as well. What would you like to achieve
by the end of the year?
By the end of the year, big or small?
I would like to.
Just move the camera. It looks like you've only got a head.
I have, really. Lose a bit more weight.
Yeah.
By the end of the year. And just about to start doing volunteering, so I'd like to be a bit more involved with that as well.
That would be cool. And what are you going to be volunteering in?
So I'm hopefully going to be volunteering for a rescue centre called Wadars. At the moment they've got a lot of hedgehogs. They need help with cleaning out, food changes and all that sort of thing. And they also need someone to be a taxi for animals. So
that's quite a cool job.
A vet will call me up and say, Wadars will call me up and say, so-and-so vets has got this animal, this hedgehog, can you come pick it up and bring it to us? So do that as well.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So will you also be collecting from people's homes if they call in, or is it
I don't know. I think it's just from vets, but I'm going in tomorrow to have a chat. So
okay.
Fingers crossed.
Ooh,
they
I might
want
have
me
to do a chase-up interview to find out what happens there.
They're a fantastic rescue centre. We rescued our pug Penny from there, so
yeah,
we know they're good.
Yeah.
So.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So we didn't have many comments on that question. I know it is quite a hard question.
I think that's why, because it is a hard question.
It's a big question, but it could be anything, little or small.
But sometimes you don't want to let people know in case you fail, and it's like, I mean, last year I said, right, by next year I was going to lose all my weight, wasn't I?
Yeah.
Well, I'd got half. Well, I think I got to February, I'd lost 2 stone in 2 months, I think, and then I gave up.
But I think the thing to remember is when you're ill and you have an illness, it's not setting the goal too big. I think if it's a little goal, like being able to build a confidence up enough just to go out, or you know, baby steps.
It is baby steps. It is all about baby steps. And even when you're doing something really big, like you want to lose weight or you want to stop smoking, it is those baby steps, because it's if you change everything at once, it's so much for your system and so much for your head,
isn't it?
And it's so much pressure. And it's when you do it. I mean, I've recently gone vegan, and I started with dairy, so I cut dairy out, and then I cut the meat out.
So
you know,
baby steps.
It is baby steps. You know, all at once is hard. So
I think that is key. It needs to be baby steps.
We like baby steps.
So before we do the interview, today's question, so you're ready, is: do you feel you can't talk openly about your illness or disability? That is today's question. So make sure you leave your comments in below, or tell us now, and we'll pick up on it in a minute. So whilst we are waiting for some feedback, we shall begin the interview. Are you happy to do this?
Yeah.
Yeah?
A bit nervous.
Don't be nervous. Any questions you don't feel comfortable about answering, just say pass and we'll move on.
We've got this little bell. I'll do it. Tyra got this for the office. I'll give it a little ring if I don't want to answer the question.
Okay, so welcome. So your first question is, what conditions do you have?
Oh, okay. So I have bipolar type 2.
Yeah.
And and I also have, I'm not sure I'm going to pronounce this right. I call it HS, but it's actually pronounced hidradenitis suppurativa.
Okay, and could you break down what that actually means?
So HS is an autoimmune disease. I basically, my hair follicles overreact. So it's to do with like inflammation. And if anything gets irritated, any of those hair follicles slightly, it really overreacts and then it creates a cyst.
Right.
Which obviously are very painful. And then from that, you can get little tracts.
Yeah.
So a cyst might heal and there'll be a little tract and that will go to another cyst. And slowly it kind of develops an area.
So it kind of puts out its own feelers to
It
create
does.
more.
It does. There's, I believe there's 3 stages. I think they're called the Hayley stages with HS.
Right.
So it's like, well, just got a HS. So just like initial symptoms.
Yeah.
And then you've got mild, and then you've got bad. I'm lucky.
Right.
I'm probably in the middle.
Okay.
I've got a couple of tracks, and I've got various sites with cysts on. But I'm lucky because people that have HS bad, it is very bad.
Right.
I mean, I've seen people and their whole armpits are covered, and they actually have to have the layers of skin and that removed, and then
Ow.
skin graft, because it is so painful. And once you've got so many tracks in one place, it doesn't really heal.
Wow.
Because you've constantly got an open wound.
Yeah.
So yeah, but so I am lucky that it is, you know, it's in the medium. It's in the lower end of the medium.
Yeah.
So you know.
Has anyone else got this? Can you relate to Hayley?
It's more common than you think. I think HS was first found about 200 years ago.
Oh, right.
So it's
Been around.
Yeah.
Recognised
for quite a while now. Yeah. So.
Oh, okay.
And I've got IBS, irritable bowel syndrome.
Yes.
I think that's. Oh, and polycystic ovaries, sadly.
Yes, I had that.
Yes. That's not fun.
No. So, okay. So, when was your condition diagnosed?
So, I was diagnosed with bipolar. I was what, 19, 20?
Okay, so
not the year 1920.
No.
I'm looking good for my age. Yeah, that's quite young for bipolar. I mean, I might not be correct on this, but I think a lot of people get diagnosed sort of late 20s, early 30s.
Oh, okay. So you're quite
So I was
early.
actually diagnosed quite early.
Yeah.
So for me, that was lucky. I didn't have to spend all those years not knowing what was wrong with me. So
yeah. And what about your HS?
HS, I was about 21.
Okay.
I think I had my first cyst.
Yeah.
Sadly, my first cyst was in a very personal place.
And was that the one where you were dyeing your hair at the time?
No, that was different. This one, I had a cyst down below, and it grew to about that. That's not really, can't really show you that big.
That's quite big.
And it was a fluid-filled sac, and you could actually see the veins on it. It was so painful. And I had to go to the emergency A&E for it. And they said it needed operating on the next day because it was making my my body was starting to react to it. I don't know what they call that.
Was it poisoning your body?
Yes.
So
my heart rate was up a bit and they were a bit concerned about it. I actually went to stay with Tara that night and it burst.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah. I still had to go back in the next morning and they cut it a bit more and cleaned it, and so sadly it's left me with a scar, which is a bit annoying, but rather that than a cyst.
What about your irritable bowels? When was that diagnosed?
They initially said that I had that when I was 16. I kept getting really bad cramps.
That's really young.
Diarrhea, and it was getting so painful when it occurred that I was passing out. So, they diagnosed me with that,
That's quite intense. At such a young age as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't very pleasant, but
No.
I know how to deal with it now. When it happens and I start sweating, I immediately get a cold towel, whack it over my shoulders, just to keep me cool, because if I stay cool, I won't pass out. But it's also, lots of people don't know this, but it's not a very nice subject. But when you have diarrhea and it shoots through all your system so quickly, it reduces your blood pressure.
Really?
And that's what makes you want to pass out. And it is actually a syndrome, I think. Yeah, there's a name for it.
Yeah, I actually can relate with that. When I came out of my operations, I had really bad diarrhea when they had to fix my bowel.
Right.
And yeah, I experienced that.
Yeah, it's really
scary
weird. Yeah.
as well.
And I don't know about you. Did you get quite hot as well?
Yeah,
I got really hot
and everything. Yeah, horrible. It's not nice to live with.
Yeah.
And you saying it's not very nice to talk about it. No, it's not, but I think it is something that we should be able to talk about and share.
Do you know what? I didn't even mean that. I mean, I don't give a crap about sharing it. What I meant was that it's lunchtime.
Oh, right, okay. Well, sorry if you're eating.
I'm not worried about talking about things like that, you know. And we talk about it all the time. We're quite close as sisters, and it's. Do you know what? We all do it. We all eat, and it's got to come out. We all drink, and it's got to come out. Whether it comes out your bum or out of a stoma bag. It doesn't matter. Who cares? Right.
And I think the more we talk about it, hopefully more people will open up and don't feel that they have to hide it.
Don't be embarrassed about it. You know?
Something.
I mean, God, the amount of times we've been walking around to town together and I've gone, Tara,
it's time.
I've got to go toilet now. I'm not going to make it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's just you do what you've got to do.
Absolutely.
And quite frankly, if anyone doesn't like it, it's none of their business.
No. No,
you know?
Don't like it.
Well, don't listen to me. Don't like it. Don't look at me. Do you know what I mean? It's
absolutely. Okay, so moving on to our third question. I'm going to start ticking these off because I'm reading the same questions. Okay, how does your condition affect you mentally and physically?
Ooh,
I thought about these questions.
You did, didn't you?
I did.
She really did. I guess. The bipolar I'm medicated for.
Right. How was it at the beginning when you wasn't medicated?
It's horrible.
Can you remember what it was like?
I remember bits. A lot of the episodes I had that were angry or violent as such. I don't remember. I think my anxiety is so high when I'm having an episode that I think your brain kind of protects yourself. I don't know, but it shuts down. Yeah, and I don't. Some of it I don't remember, but I remember being up and down constantly, and some days it was within seconds of each other. My mood would change from high to low, like switching a light switch, and I couldn't control it, and it could last for hours. Yeah, and I just thought I was losing my mind. I was doing different drugs. I was drinking. You name it, I was doing it. It was like I had no control over myself. It was like somebody else had taken over. And then I'd crash and I'd get really depressed and then I'd get really suicidal. So, yeah, it was pretty awful.
Yeah.
It's no fun.
No. Sorry, guys. You shouldn't have been able to hear that, but it was a phone call. Sorry. So, mentally it affected you quite a lot.
Mentally, it was really
What about
hard.
Physically with the cysts and everything?
Physically, I think the bipolar's added to a lot of my health conditions. IBS and HS can be both triggered off by stress.
Right.
Because I've got bipolar, I spend a lot of my time stressed. So it's very hard to control other health conditions. Yeah. It's, you know, I truly believe they all react one off the other. And obviously I've got polycystic ovaries as well, which makes my hormones unbalanced. Yeah. Which I don't think helps the bipolar. I think they kind of play on each other a bit as well. Right. But quite often when you've got several health conditions, they're linked, aren't they? So
they are,
sadly.
Yeah.
But I mean, once I was medicated, I've been on a lot of different medications. I've switched and changed. A lot of them I've reacted to, and so it takes a long time to get on the right ones. Currently, I take quetiapine, omeprazole to protect my stomach, my stomach problems. Yeah. And then I take sertraline is my like antidepressant. Right. Quetiapine is more my like antipsychotic, mood stabilizer. Okay. I think it's an antipsychotic. And then I take pregabalin as well for my anxiety, just to keep it at copable level. Yeah. It doesn't go. I still get anxious quite a lot of the time, but it's not there constantly. So
No.
you get a chance to breathe in between. Whereas before they gave me the pregabalin, I was on something else that wasn't working. Oh, and it was like my chest just felt like it was being crushed constantly. I couldn't relax at all.
No.
Like even my muscles were all tense. But with the pregabalin, I feel much more. I can cope. You know,
manage
in between.
it better.
Exactly.
Definitely. Yeah. Okay. Question 4. How did or does it affect your relationship? Personal, friends, family?
I'm very lucky with my husband, because he used to be an alcoholic, and he also used to take a lot of drugs. So, well, alcoholic / drug addict. He understands me completely. It's like
that's always a big help.
It really is. He gets it. If I'm down, he understands. If I need space, he knows. I don't have to tell him I need space. He knows me.
He knows.
Just inside and out. I'm really lucky. He is my soulmate. You know, he is me as male kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? So in that respect, I'm lucky. Obviously with you, because of the stuff you've been through, you've suffered with depression, anxiety, PTSD. So you get it. I mean, no one's going to understand exactly unless they have it. You know, I can't. Well, I can understand Tara's PTSD to a certain extent because I've had it before.
Yeah.
But with the bipolar, you know, if you haven't had bipolar, I can't expect you to fully understand it, you know.
No.
But all my family are so supportive. My mum and dad, bless them, I put them through hell. I mean, I was awful. I was shouting them so loud once that the neighbours were worried, you know.
And this is before you were diagnosed.
This is before I was diagnosed, yeah. So, before I was diagnosed, I was just a nightmare, you know, bless them. But they were amazing and they've supported me, you know. They've taken me to hospitals, visited me in mental hospitals. You know, they've been amazing, yeah. I'm lucky.
Brilliant. What support have you found? Now, i.e., obviously medical staff and doctors, but what else have you found? Either internet-based support groups, apps, anything? Have you found anything that really helps?
For me, doing artwork.
Yeah.
If I'm extremely stressed, if I can concentrate enough to sit down, that's a great way for me to get out some of that stress and to focus on something else. Because when you're painting, all your focus is on that. Yeah. So if I've got enough concentration to get all the stuff out and sit there for a minute and focus, then I can do that, that really does help. Okay. Walking helps. Walking. Fresh air, especially in the wind. I know everyone says, "Oh, it clears cobwebs away." It really does. Yeah. You know, so I do like doing that in the winter. Yeah. What
about your dogs? Like
I've got 3 dogs. Yeah. So I don't know if I've said before, but I've got a pug, a King Charles cross, and a poodle cross. We're not really sure. No, so it's Ruby, Belle, and Penny, and I don't know what I'd do without them. No. It's sitting, cuddling them, stroking them, waking up to them. They all sleep on my bed with my husband and me. But when I go to bed, you know, we cuddle them. They're amazing. Yeah. And you know, they don't judge me. They're just perfect. Just accept you for who you are. They do. The dogs are, and all animals. You know, animals don't judge. No.
Have you found any apps or anything that you think have helped or not really?
I personally, the only thing I've ever used that I thought, that really helps is like the suicide lines that you can text. Yes. I texted one of them a few months ago now, wasn't it? Yeah. I don't know if you knew about that, actually.
I think we did something about that just before Christmas, the crisis text line and the Samaritans.
Exactly.
Which are available 24/7.
And I mean, I texted it and I said, you know, I'm not coping well and I was having a bad day and I suffer with suicidal ideation. So sometimes it would just pop in my head for no reason. Yeah. But it mainly appears when I go downhill a little bit. Okay. It's almost like a warning sign for me that I need to sort something out, otherwise I'm not going to be very well. Yeah. So that kind of was happening, and they were brilliant. You know, they sit, they talk you through it, they ask you questions, you know, and it just calms you down. It's but that's the only thing I've ever used that I thought, yeah, that's amazing.
Okay, brilliant. Okay, question 6. What are your managing tips for other people and yourself? So obviously we've said about the drawing, painting.
Routine.
Yeah?
Routine. People with bipolar, when you get, and depression, your routine goes out the window because you don't want to go and have a shower. You don't want to go and do the housework. You don't care about anything. You just don't want to do anything. So trying,
hit a brick wall.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So trying to stick to a routine, even if you're just doing parts of it, like even if you just manage to dust, or you manage to shower and have a hoover, or you know, and just trying to stick to it because it does help. I think it makes you feel better.
Routine is key.
Exactly. And then of course you've got the other side of it when you go really high. And for me, not everybody with bipolar, I want to make this clear, cleans.
Right.
That's not true. That's a myth. Not all of us get hyper and clean.
No.
I do.
She does.
But not all of us do. I mean, it can be 11:30, 12 o'clock at night and I'm slamming the kitchen cupboards and that. I don't realise I'm doing it because I just don't know I'm doing it. And Tom will be like, do you realise you're slamming all the cupboards and it's night time, we're just about to go to bed? And I'm like, oh, am I? I don't know. I'm just kind of zoned in on cleaning stuff.
You're on a mission.
Exactly.
I will do what I want to
Absolutely
do.
on a mission. So it does go the other way. So then you clean everything.
At least you've got a nice tidy home.
Exactly.
Bonus, I guess, the upside. Cool. Okay, so question 7. Do's and don'ts for people who don't know or understand about your condition.
Don't assume everyone with bipolar cleans. That's good.
Yeah.
Don't assume everyone with bipolar, when they're on a high, that they go around having sex with everyone. Because again, that's not a thing that we all do.
Myth.
It is. There are some people that suffer with that. Yeah. But then there are those that don't. So, you know, don't automatically assume because, you know.
Bipolar's, could we say, an umbrella of different emotions.
It is, yeah. But also, you know, that it's not just bipolar. You've got bipolar type 1, bipolar type 2, and then there's a couple more under that, I believe.
Right.
So, you know, you don't tie cancer in with all cancers. No. You know, cancer. Not that I'm comparing it to cancer, but do you know what I mean? They're all separate.
It's all different.
There's so many different types and stuff, you know, and not everybody will have the same treatment. Not everybody will do the same things.
A bit like PTSD isn't just for Vietnam.
It's not just for vets and the army and stuff, you know, it happens to everyday people, you know, so yeah, that's important. I think the other thing is I have got very good at hiding my emotions.
Right, yeah.
And you do, because sometimes you get suicidal thoughts, and it happens so often, you couldn't keep going up to someone going, oh, I've got another suicidal thought. Yeah. You don't do that, you know, you just kind of
manage it.
You manage it and you carry on. So, you know, just if you've got a friend that's bipolar or family member that's bipolar, if they're all smiling and happy, maybe just make sure, check in on that person. Yeah. You know, they might seem all happy and bubbly and stuff, but just check in on them because we're not always as happy and bubbly as we're letting on, you know. And you're the same, actually.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You are the same. So, you know, just check in on people.
Could make you sound absolutely dandy, but if you actually speak, speaking's key, I think, because that's when you go, are you alright? Yeah. And you go, yeah, I'm fine. And they go, are you really alright? No, not really. No. You know? So I think text and speaking... It's
a bit like when I say to someone, do you mind? And you go, no, I don't mind.
Yes, I do. Yeah, totally agree with that. Cool. Okay, question 8. What is your personal advice for people who have or think they might have the same condition as you, or think they might know someone that has the same condition?
So if you think you have the condition, I would say get in touch with your doctor, get referred to a psychiatrist or a psychiatric nurse for an assessment. you know, get assessed, because I thought my world was over. I couldn't understand what was happening to me. I didn't know what was wrong with me. I thought I was going mad. I really did think I was going mad. And when you find out that you actually know you've got bipolar and you can get on the right medication and treatment, it's such a relief. It really is. And it's so worth doing. It might seem scary going to the doctors and psychiatrists, and people say, oh, I don't want to get locked up. They're not going to lock you up unless you need to be put somewhere safe, unless you're a danger to yourself or other people, you know. Yeah. It's not like that. They don't just go, you've got bipolar, put you in the hospital. Yeah. You know, you have an assessment, and it does take time. And obviously in the NHS, you know, they are struggling. So waiting times might be longer and stuff, but bear with it and just get that diagnosis, because it's life-changing.
Brilliant. And what if someone has a family member and they think they might have a form of bipolar or something? How do you think they should go around about it?
Depending on the situation, if it's happening, but it's not an emergency right now, try and go through that person's doctor. Yeah. If it's an emergency and it's happening, sometimes it is necessary, if they're getting violent or become a danger themselves, to call the police, and they would get a psychiatrist to come and assess and so and so on.
What if they feel guilty about doing that? Like, oh, I can't find the police on my, I don't know, brother, sister.
Don't feel guilty. Tara has had to call ambulance and police on me at the same time before, because I'd smashed glass and I'd cut up my leg. I'd written hate me on my leg. I don't even know why I wrote hate me. I think it's how I was feeling about myself. I don't know why. Yeah. And I'd taken ketamine and cannabis, and I was a mess. Yeah. So yeah, they did come, police and the ambulance that time, and took me off to hospital because I was a danger to myself. Yeah. I needed to be there. I needed to be in that safe place.
And I've got to say, sorry for the button in, but when you turn up in a situation, she stopped messaging me, so I knew something was wrong. So I came over. And when you go into a situation like that, you know that it doesn't, obviously it matters about the person, but you know they need help right now and they don't get a choice in it. You have to do what you need to do to get them the right help. So you are thinking about them, obviously.
You don't need to feel guilty. I have no angry feelings towards Tara. She did what was best for me. She made the right decision. I needed the help, and I wasn't going to get it myself. I wasn't there enough mentally to get it myself. You know, so I'll be forever grateful for Tara for that. You know, so I don't feel any bad feelings towards her, and neither will the person you're looking after if you have to do that. No. No. But if it is an emergency situation, you can take them down to your local A&E, exactly the same as you would with a physical condition. You know, A&E isn't just for physical illnesses or breaks, or, you know, it is for mental health as well, you know. Yeah, absolutely. So you can take them down there. You can also call your local crisis team. Yeah, they can advise you. And they could advise you, you know, and obviously the helplines, you know. Yeah. I'm not sure, can't remember them right now, but maybe.
Crisis lines and stuff.
Yeah, Tara's had done a previous post with crisis lines. You can find that on her blog. But yeah, so
I think you have to do what you feels right at the time.
You do, you really do. It's important. Yeah. It's you need to take control of the situation, whether they like it or not, quite frankly.
Yeah. I agree with that. So okay, moving on. Question 9. What would help you more to manage your condition better?
Oh, what would help me more? What do you mean?
So, is there anything that you feel, I don't know, right, they've invented an app or something that would help control your mood stabilisers better, or there's a new visitor centre just for people with bipolar, or I don't know, or things to help you around the house manage better?
I'd like a cure.
I think everyone would like a cure. I know I definitely would.
I would like a cure, but I wouldn't change what I've been through already.
Okay.
If someone said to me, if you could start over fresh and not have bipolar, be perfectly healthy, would you? No. No, I'd like a cure for the future, but I wouldn't change what I've been through because it helps me understand other people. And I think if I hadn't been what I've been through and I met my husband, it wouldn't have worked.
No.
You know, because it would seem alien to me, you know, it's someone who's was a drug addict or alcoholic, or, you know, I wouldn't understand, you know, but I did, you know, and it led me to him, and that's, you know, what's meant to be will be, kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay, so last question. What would you like to see happen in coming years for more support and help?
So there needs to be more psychiatrists.
Yeah.
There needs to be more like assessment centres.
Yeah.
It needs to be talked about among people.
Yes. Shouldn't be such a stigma.
There shouldn't be such a stigma. And it should be treated as an illness, you know, because
it is an illness.
It is an illness. You can't, I know you can't physically see it, but I battle with it on a daily basis. Yeah. You know, so
PTSD.
Same PTSD, exactly. You know, it's an illness. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Talk.
Just talk. Yeah.
Talk more.
Talk, and obviously, get our NHS back up and running to fund these things. You know.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Well, that is all our questions for today. So thank you
so
much for coming and letting me interview you.
No problem.
I hope that this has helped lots of people. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments and we will answer them.
We will.
Yesterday, I just wanted to chase up about yesterday. I said that Tigger had to go to the vets because she's got poorly legs. They said that she's either pulled or broken a ligament in her elbow. Sorry. She is on anti-inflammatories till Friday, and then we'll be going back to get assessed. So hoping it's just pulled, not broken, because that would mean an operation.
She tried to walk over to me to greet me. I don't think she'd been walking around, had she, before I turned up. So she suddenly got up and tried to walk over, and I made her lay down in her bed, bless her, and I went to stroke her. Yeah. She's getting there. She's just a bit older. It takes her a bit longer to heal. So.
Yeah, bless her. Okay, so remember the question today is, do you feel that you can talk openly about your illness or disability? Leave me comments in below and we will talk about it tomorrow. Also, if you haven't already, excuse me, go over to YouTube, subscribe, like and share as we're trying to build it up.
Share with your friends, share with your family, anybody.
Yeah, anyone
anybody
and
that'll
everyone.
listen to us.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so I hope you all have a lovely, lovely day. And thank you again, Hayley.
No problem.
And we will see you, I will see you tomorrow morning with a vlog. And it'll be back to normal time at 10:30. Okay? So I'll see you all at 10:30 tomorrow morning. Have a lovely day. Take care. Bye.